jump that high, I think you should be able to slap the backboard.
And I want to go back to that graphic, and I'm not nitpicking, but when you talk about Laker great duo winning the championship, I think after Shaq and Kobe, you can add Kobe and Pau Gasol.
You're correct. They won titles in 2009, 2010. But this was not an easy championship, even though the expectations were high. Revolving around during the course of the year, starting back in the preseason with that geopolitical fallout in China, and the death of David Stern, the death of Kobe Bryant, the suspension of the season, the pandemic, and then you throw in the basketball part with the West was loaded with the Clippers and the Nuggets and the Rockets. Even the 8th-seeded Blazers were picked by some to upset the Lakers in the first round.
If you're talking top to bottom, they are the champions, but they are not the most talented team in the league. But give them credit. They fought adversity, they defended at a high level, they embraced their role, and great leadership, and the job done by Frank Vogel and the rest of the Cavs.
They're going to finish the playoffs 16-5. They beat Portland, Houston, and Denver all in 5 games. As LeBron James ready to celebrate, and they'll vanquish Miami here in 6 games as we approach 3 minutes remaining. 2 great stars, excellent coaching. Rob Pelinka, who acquired Anthony Davis and several others both before and during the season. It just all came together.
And it's in such an environment where there are no fans, as Duncan Robinson misses a 3. And it's just such a different way for them to celebrate and to play the game. I think the game has been played at an incredibly high level from start to finish here in the bubble.
Joe, I think you're so right, Jeff. The challenge of this bubble cannot be overstated. As we're under 3 minutes remaining, they are ready to celebrate Los Angeles, and certainly here in the bubble with the Laker people. As Tyler Hero knocks down the 3.
So Mike, you're right. The challenges of the bubble, not just on the court, but to me, even more so off the court.
And this one has to be so satisfying for LeBron James. He missed the playoffs last year because of the injury during the season. Lakers did not make it. There was talk about other players surpassing him as the best player in basketball. He hadn't missed the playoffs in 14 years. Came back. They had the best record in the West as Jimmy Butler's season is over. And what a magnificent playoff performance from Butler. 2 legendary NBA Finals games. James wants to finish off with a 3 instead of go inside. Lay it up and in. As we hit 2 minutes remaining here in Game 6.
Well, Frank Vogel, I'm taking LeBron James and Anthony Davis out of this ball game now. Take a bow. Well-deserved champs.
Olynyk throws it up and in. Some substitutions ready to come in.
Just throw the ball out of bounds to get him out.
Says the guy who preaches play the right way.
Yeah, you're right. I just don't want a timeout, a needless timeout.
Kendrick Nunn knocks down the 3. And now Frank Vogel calls a timeout. LeBron James will come out of the game. This year he had a new coach. He had a new co-star. The rough and rugged Western Conference, an emotional roller coaster this season. LeBron James caps off his 17th year with a triple-double in an NBA championship clincher. 28 points, 14 rebounds, 10 assists. The Lakers 127 away from the title.
When there's work to be done.
All over the Lakers' faces. Quinn Cook, who won a championship with the Golden State Warriors, now here in L.A. with a hug for the leader of the Lakers. And Rajon Rondo, so instrumental in the playoffs, coming off the bench. An elite performance here in Game 6. You guys always talk about all the hard work from starts back in training camp, a training camp that was over a year ago that began in what has been the longest season in NBA history.
No, but I want to take a moment. Tough year in LA. They win the championship. I just want to shout out Vanessa Bryant and the Bryant girls. Thankful for your husband's example, his leadership, his guidance. This team, the Laker team, as champion.
Be a wonderful celebration for the Laker fans, but as you mentioned, the last time they all came together was back in January, and it was in profound sadness with the loss of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and those 7 others. But tonight, the Laker fans can unite in joy as they celebrate a title. Under a minute remaining. And what a way to close out this championship season. And as you see, Davis and James, it's all coming out. You know, to me, one of the great pleasures of this job every year is watching they become little kids again when that title is realized, when it's finally over, and all the work, all the sweat, all the practices, all the travel, and in this case, all this time in the bubble ends up with what they all set out for as their #1 and only goal.
You know what? Each guy invested, and LeBron is thinking, I promised this guy this. I told him that things would be different. And to finish it off, they all should be extremely proud.
Well, Leonard puts it up and in. Caruso will bring it up. LeBron James already celebrating. I'm sure they are back in Los Angeles again. Dwight Howard knocks down a three-pointer. There's the exclamation point. And the Heat will just bring it up. And the Lakers will win game. Here in this NBA season, the respect from those two. And that's it. It's over. This historic 2020 NBA championship belongs to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers conquer the bubble, and banner number 17 will soon hang in the rafters. Such an emotional time for these LA Lakers, and also emotional for Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. And as we said, a painful way for a great season to come to an end. Always so inspiring when an individual or a team overachieves or accomplishes the unexpected. That's what the Heat did. But they ran up against a Laker team that defensively just steamrolled them here tonight. So much more ahead in the celebration, the trophy presentation, the naming of the Finals MVP. It's all ahead as the Lakers win the 2020 championship.